everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Lysha from Lysha Be Creative, and in today's tutorial we are going to be doing a very simplistic tumbler, and we are going to be focusing very much on achieving a glitter ombre. So in today's tutorial I'm going to give you all of my tips and tricks and different things that you can do to try and achieve an ombre. So I know this is something that many of you have asked me to create a tutorial on, to show you how to really in-depth create a gorgeous ombre, and so I'm choosing to do that with today's cup, which is just a super cute tumbler that I hope that you guys enjoy. So of course everything I use in today's tutorial will be listed and linked in the description box down below. Please check that description box out for discount codes and a brand new code for Creative Fabrica. So Creative Fabrica has given us a fantastic deal for my audience. If you sign up through the link below, you get your subscription through Creative Fabrica for the first month for $1, and then after that, it renews at $19 a month. So typically Creative Fabrica's subscription is $29 a month, and they've given us a deal where your renewal will only be $19 a month until you choose to cancel that subscription. So definitely something to check out. They have amazing fonts, amazing SVGs, a few of which we're going to be using in today's tutorial. So I certainly encourage you to check that link out down below. So in the description box, you guys also know you'll find my social media handles. So please share with me, interact with me, share your creations. I love seeing the different things that you guys create, even from my tutorials or not. I just love seeing all of the gorgeous tumblers that you guys create. So I feel like that's definitely more than enough. Let's go ahead and jump into today's glitter tumbler tutorial. Okay, so today we're starting out with a 30-ounce regular curve tumbler. I will list where I purchased my cups for this tutorial in the description box. So I have already prepped my cup white with a flat white spray paint, but I wanted to show everyone how you can use acrylic paint in your ombres. With the issues with spray paint being such a shortage kind of across the country, I wanted to give everyone an alternative to using spray paint. Now, obviously, I did prep my cup with flat white spray paint, but you also could use just a regular paint primer on your tumblers. I use Primetime when I can't get outside to spray paint, so that is also an alternative to at least base coat your cups before you put on your color. So I'm using just a neon pink paint that I purchased from Michael's, and I am literally just painting with a soft bristle paintbrush on the top portion of my cup. So you're going to notice I'm not going to do any blending here, and the reason why I'm not doing blending is because I already have an idea for this middle section, so I'm not really worried about being able to see the line, the harsh line if you will, in between the white and the pink, but I am making sure that I have about half of my cup white and the other half pink. So now that my cup is painted, I'm going to set this aside and let it dry, and we're going to go ahead and hop into the second cup that we're going to be ombreing today. Okay, so the second cup we're doing is a wine tumbler. I've already prepped my cup. I've glittered it with Autumn Blues from Lysha Creations, and I've epoxied it 2 times. So now I'm going to take some silver spray paint, and we are going to spray paint just the bottom portion of the cup, and we're going to be adding some chunky silver glitter to the bottom. So this is a great alternative to creating kind of an ombre without having to do both colors at the same time. So now after letting both cups dry, I have just mixed up just a little bit of epoxy, about 5 ml of Alumilite's Quick Coat, and now I am putting just a very small amount of epoxy onto my cup. So it's very important that when you are doing epoxy method glitter application, that the layer of epoxy you're putting on your cup is very thin. A tip and trick that is really good to use when having to smooth out your epoxy to make sure you're using a small amount is to just dip your finger in it and spread that across your cup. If your space is warm, this will also be helpful because it will help that epoxy glide on much smoother and much quicker, and you won't have to struggle as much to get that bit of epoxy onto your cup. So I'm using probably maybe 1 to 2 ml for this cup since it is a 30-ounce curve cup. And I am just spreading that on like butter all the way across this cup, making sure that none of the epoxy is pulling away from the edges, and making sure that from edge to edge I have my cup completely covered in epoxy. Okay, so let's get started with glittering. So I have Frosty from Peachy Olive Glitters, I have Diva, I have Wednesdays, I have I'm a Barbie Girl, and Opal Majesty. So these are glitters from 3 different glitter vendors that I love to use, and I will list all of those in the description box below. So Frosty's in a bag, so I'm actually going to transfer that to just a little medicine cup so that I can pour from that. Normally I'd pour from a shaker, but I was out of shakers. So we are going to start with the top portion of the cup. So I like to start with the darkest color first because I find that if I can control the way that I'm glittering with the darker colors, it'll be much easier to blend those lighter colors in. Just my personal preference. So we're going in with Diva. Diva is a very chunky glitter, and we are just very carefully sprinkling this onto the cup. My hand is probably about 6 to 8 inches away from the cup, and I have my cup tilted downward. So probably at about a 45-degree angle so that I can get my glitter to cascade down the cup. So now we're going to go in with Frosty. So I like to switch back and forth between the top and the bottom of the cup, starting with my darker color and then giving a gentle coat to the top and then doing the same with the bottom. So Frosty is a bit of a chunkier cut mix as well. So I'm just covering the entire bottom rim of the cup, not the very bottom, but the bottom rim, pretty much almost full coverage there. And then again, I am tilting my cup upward so that the bottom is upward and about a 45-degree angle, and with my hand about 6 to 8 inches away from the cup, I am just gently sprinkling or shaking my hand back and forth to get that glitter to cascade down the cup. So now I'm going to go back in on the top portions, and this is with Wednesday, so it's a finer cut of this pink glitter that I wanted to be using. This is from Peachy Olive, and I am, again, we're not even full coverage on this cup yet. We are just very gently kind of coating the cup. And so it's very important that you practice this, because the way that you shake your glitter out of a shaker, if you choose to do it out of a shaker or out of medicine cups, is going to be very important, because being able to have that control is going to help you control how and where your glitter is landing. So for Wednesdays, I was aiming for kind of the top, very top portion of the cup, and very gently shaking my hand back and forth of the glitter so that I could get my glitter to cascade and not go too far down into the white. So now we're going to go in with Opal Majesty. So this is the only other white we're going to be using, and I am attempting to get full coverage on almost the entire bottom half of this cup. I will also be covering the complete bottom of the cup with this color because I want a finer glitter on the bottom so I don't have any issues with any of the chunkier glitter sticking straight up and giving me issues and having to do a lot of sanding later. You guys know how much I dislike sanding. So now we're going to go back in on the top. My final pink color is I'm a Barbie Girl. This is from Glitter Makes It. There's a discount code for you in the description box. And now I am attempting to get full coverage on almost the entire section of the pink glittered area. So again, I'm tilting my cup. My hand, although it looks very close to the cup, I promise is pretty far away. Again, 6 to 8 inches, and I'm tilting my cup downward. So the farther you tilt down your cup or up your cup, depending which direction that you're wanting your glitter to go in, it's the farther that your glitter is going to travel. So I like to do about a 45-degree angle because I feel like I have the most control that way. And I like to aim for the middle of the section as I'm trying to create a blended area in between my two very contrasting colors. So once I feel like I've gotten a great blend in that middle section, I'll go back around and just make sure I have full coverage all the way around the top portion of the cup, as well as with the white, doing the same with the bottom portion of the cup. So I hope that some of this is helpful for you. Sometimes I feel like, at least for me, that I need to see the visuals of someone do something in order for me to understand really how to accomplish something. So I do hope that this video is helpful for you. If you have questions about completing ombres or want to see something specific, maybe 2 colors that you need help with blending, feel free to shoot me a message either through YouTube or on social media, and I'd love to help you out. So we're going to finish up this cup with Opal Majesty, and again, we're just going to go and let it completely go all over the cup. I have pretty much full coverage on the cup. There may be a few spare spots, and so I'm going to use that white to really just help blend everything out. So now I'm just going to put my glitter away, And now I'm just going to tap off all of my extra glitter off the cup. And this is very important to make sure that when I go to seal my cup with clear gloss spray that I don't have any stray glitters that end up in the wrong sections. So now that that's fully blended, I'm going to let this dry for 2 hours and then clear gloss spray it 2 full coats. Now with the clear gloss spray dry, after my 2 full coats, I'm going to be touching up this middle section. So I have another layer of epoxy on top of my glitter here. It is a pretty decent coat, probably about 10 mLs or so. So I have to move quickly here, and I'm going to be adding some chunky glitter to the middle. So you could do this while you're ombreing. I just wanted to show this as an afterthought because whenever you're in a pinch where you realize that your ombre doesn't look great in the middle in that blend section, you can always use some chunkier glitter that's either white or translucent glitter to kind of hide that line of discretion there so that it kind of looks a bit more blended. So I'm going in with both Filori and Quinn, both from Peachy Olive Glitters, and I am literally just focusing this glitter on that middle section where the white and pink meets. So I've taken Filori and I've just sprinkled very gently across the entire middle section and then tilted my cup upward to make sure that it fans upward. And now I'm going to do the same with Quinn. So although these are 2 white translucent glitters, they are both different shades of white. They pick up different colors. And so I wanted to use both because they do complement both the pink and the white glitter I have on the cup. So I thought that adding this would help create a better blend for sure between these 2 colors. But also I wanted a little bit of a different look, and I didn't want just the traditional pink to white ombre. So now that that is all finished, I am going to just take my gloved hand and gently pat down the chunky glitter. So because I have epoxy on here, a pretty generous coat, it is making it easier for me to pat in my chunky glitters, but definitely make sure that you either use parchment paper to pat your glitter down or your gloved hand so that you don't have any issues with your epoxy layers. While that cup is curing, I want to show you another way that you can ombre. So I have my wine tumbler here that I've already spray painted the bottom, and I have 2 silver glitters, and I'm going to be using Mod Podge to apply my silver glitters. So this is an alternative to using epoxy method to glitter. You could certainly use the Mod Podge as your adhesive, and another way that you can get kind of an ombre look without having to try to blend both glitters with your adhesive is to epoxy over one color and then add the second color afterward. So I'm just going to take and put a nice thin coat of epoxy or Mod Podge, not epoxy, across my tumbler with my soft bristle brush here. So as soon as I have that thin coat, I am then going to apply a chunky glitter with a combination of a fine glitter in the same color to get a kind of ombre blend. So with this ombre, you won't get sort of that blend between both colors, but what I do love about this style of ombre, that although it isn't a true blend or a true ombre, it does give that kind of like dipped in glitter look. So it is an alternative look to the general ombre. So I'm going to go in with Paris. Paris is a chunky holographic silver glitter from Peachy Olive Glitter, and I am just going to gently dust that bottom rim there with this chunky glitter. Again, I am not aiming for the very bottom of the cup that sits on a table, but just kind of that bottom rimmed area of the cup, and just gently tapping my shaker bottle to get my glitter to come out. So I'm tilting my cup upward again at that 45 to 50 degree angle to get my glitter to cascade a little bit, and I'm okay with my glitter going into the blue section a little bit farther in some spots than other. I think it just gives a very unique look, but should you want to control that a little bit better, you can always go back in with a weeding tool or just your sharp craft knife and just pull those pieces of glitter out. So now I'm going to go in with pixie dust from Glitter Makes It, and I'm going to coat that bottom rim again to make sure I'm getting full coverage along that bottom section and on the very bottom, because again, we want fine glitter there, not the chunky. And then I'm going to tilt upward, and very carefully, because fine glitter does go farther than the chunky glitter, I'm just going to tap and make sure that I am covering any of the open spots where the Mod Podge or the blue glitter under this would show through. So I'm trying to create kind of a almost like that dipped in glitter look like I mentioned, kind of just making it look like it's been blended into the blue a little bit. So it's not going to be a complete, straight line around the cup, but more of a sort of dipped look, if you will. So I'm going to put that away. And now I am just going to touch up the bottom. So the one thing with Mod Podge over using epoxy is I do find that I have to add a second glitter coat, I should say, especially to the bottoms of my cup and if I'm using finer glitter. So that's just something to think about when you are choosing how you want to apply your glitters. I just prefer epoxy method, but Mod Podge is just as simple and easy. You just have to spend a little bit more time to make sure you get that full coverage. So with that completely finished and glittered, I am going to take this, let this dry. Mod Podge will only take about 20 or so minutes to fully dry. I'll then brush off the extra glitter and then clear gloss spray 2 full times before epoxy. Now that both of my cups are nice and smooth after a couple of coats of epoxy, I am going to add the decals. So this decal is from Creative Fabrica. So again, as I mentioned in my intro today, I have a brand new code for you. For anyone who absolutely loves downloading fonts and SVGs and images to use for cups or crafts, Creative Fabrica has created a code just for my audience that gets you $1 for 1 month of their subscription plan, and then when it renews the next month, it's only $19 versus their $29 traditional normal value. So a great deal, lots of cool things on that platform. I encourage you to check it out, and you can find the link for that in the description box. Now that my decal is layered, I'm just going to use a 60 grit sanding block to get that rim nice and smooth up top. So again, we are trying to create a very smooth rim, showing a little bit of the stainless steel right up at the top so that we can make sure that our final coats of epoxy are going to create a great seal at the top. So I'm just focusing on the top rim, and I'll focus a little bit on the bottom, just knocking off anything that may be sharp or pokey or that's going to create a bump during my next layers of epoxy. And now I'm just going to take a paper towel with rubbing alcohol to clean off my cup, and let's go ahead and apply this decal. So I'm going to use the hinge method, as you guys have seen me use before, to apply my decal. And so I'm just going to peel the backing off the back of this decal, and I'm going to cut a small section of that backing off so that I have a little bit of the adhesive ready to stick on to the cup. So now with that piece cut, I'm just going to line this decal up on my cup, trying to make sure it is as centered as I can get it, and then I'm going to press down on that one side and then remove the backing to, again, hinge method this to the cup. So smoothing from the middle all the way to the other end. Because there's a little bit of a curve here and my decal is a little bit large, I'll list my measurements down in the description box. I am going to cut the transfer tape just a little bit to give me some wiggle room and some room to make sure that I can get this letter D flat onto the cup. So that's important to pay attention to. If I had made my decal a little bit smaller, I probably wouldn't have run into this, but you can cut your transfer tape to give those letters some breathing room so that you don't end up with any wrinkles and things in those letters when you're applying your decals. So I'm now going to remove that transfer tape, and let's go ahead and move on to the other cup's decal. So with this cup, we're going to do the exact same thing. Another hinge method, just applying this decal to my tumbler. So I do have a little bit of a curve here, but I did make this decal a bit smaller so that it fits above the curve, so I don't have any issues with applying my decal. So now that these decals have been applied, I am going to put this back on the turner for 2 final coats to get this nice and smooth for the final reveal. Once again, these cups were so much fun to make, and I hope that you enjoyed today's tutorial. If you did, give this video a huge thumbs up as well as subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys again next week.